think I should have extracted this blog navbar into its own components, because I've tried fixing an issue today, and I've noticed that I have to duplicate my fix in two components. One of the fixes will be, well, I had to fix it in blog post, and I also had to fix it in blog. And I was like, hang on, these two are almost the same thing. The only difference is I have a header in one of them and I have a button in the other one. So why didn't I make this into a single component? Well, maybe I missed the opportunity, maybe I just ignored it because I was busy with other stuff, I don't know. But today we are going to be extracting this into its own component, and also we are going to be fixing the error that I mentioned before. Before I show you what actually I can show you what the error is. It's very easy to show. Let's go to the production website for a minute. So, okay, so this is the blog, and let me open a blog post on a new tab. Okay, so when I switch between them, notice how this moon icon shifts place towards the right on the blog and towards the left on the blog post. That's because this item, this header has well, the width is bigger, has a higher width, so it forces this sun and moon icon to shift towards the right a little bit compared to the blog post. We can easily fix this issue by giving all of these things a fixed width inside their own divs, but that's something that fix is something that you have to duplicate across two components. We don't need to do that. I should have just extracted this thing into its own component, and then I can apply the fix into one place, and it will automatically like go to two different places at the same time. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's start by creating the new component. So navbar. So you have a navigation bar in the home page, and in here I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to create this new file called blog navbar. Well, I forgot the file name extension, JSX. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to paste the necessary stuff from inside the heading component, because this is the simplest component that I have, and I use this as a basis for my new components. Blog navbar. Okay, that looks good. This will probably need to have its own SAS file, and it will have its own SAS file. I don't need this folder. I've created this during another stream. Anyway, so here you can see the SAS files. I'm gonna add a new. Oh, I can delete this folder as well. Okay. So under components, we have navbar. Under components, I should have placed this into its own folder, but I'll do that later. I'll create a new tech-dev item for it. Back to creating the SAS file. So yeah, we were going to create the folder in here. Let's create a new folder called navbar. Wait, before we do that, yep, okay, it's the same name. Right, let's create a new folder. Let's create the SAS file. Okay. And bar. Okay, that's good. So what are we going to have inside the blog navbar? We have the sun and moon icon, and we have two buttons or a header depending on which page we're on. So I need to supply a property so it can decide between if it's going to be a header or if it's going to be a button there. I prefer making it reusable, even though I'm not going to reuse it. It's cleaner. It's better software engineering. Okay, so we have button 1 text. We have button 2 text, button 1 link, sorry. Button 2 text, button 2 link. It will also accept a class name if necessary. And that's it. And we are going to copy these things. Okay, we're going to copy those things inside our new component. Okay, that looks good. For the first element, we are going to make a decision, right? If the link exists, then it will be a custom button. If the link doesn't exist, it will automatically be an H1. And I think we have to do it for both of our buttons in here. Okay, so we can do something like button on link. If it's a given, then use a custom link. Or I can extract all of these things into its own function. So constant get title or button, depending on if there's a link. We are going to be deciding between a custom button or a header. So this can be a custom button. If that's not, if there's no link, then it's going to be a header, just like this one. We're gonna do get title or button, and for the text we're gonna say button 1 text. For the link we're gonna say button 1 link, and it's dark. Okay, we are pretty much going to do the same thing for our second button here. But instead of button 1 text, we're going to say button 2 text and button 2 link. All right, that's fine. Okay. That needs to be passed to the child component now, which is here. This dark, and set is dark, set is dark. All right. And there you go. We managed to extract it into a separate component. Let's adjust the prop types. Okay. Not sure if set is dark is a function or not. Let's just try printing it out and let's see what happens when we print it out. Yeah, it's a function. Okay. Okay, now that's what, okay, now we can use this component in blog post as well. So we are going to copy this thing and we're going to paste it inside blog posts. So this is where we populate the navbar. Originally, we are going to replace these class names with the new things that we have. So button 1 text will be that one. We're going to have a button 1 link now. Okay, and the other, like the button 2 text and button 2 link are the same anyway, so we can get rid of this. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and see the changes. So this is how the blog page looks like. It looks normal to me, and this is how the blog post page looks like. Let's make this a bit more narrow, or actually let's extend it a bit. Okay, one problem is we've lost the margins in here because I forgot to assign them. So this one has different margins compared to the other one. So I'm going to copy and paste these things here, and before, yeah, and now they should have the correct margins and paddings. Okay, okay, looks great. Right, so now we can fix the error that I mentioned before. Do you see how the sun and moon icon shifts left and right? Yep, we are going to fix it. I've just mentioned that. I've just talked about that in the beginning of this video. So if you want to see what that's about, you can just roll back and see what the problem was. But this is shifting left and right. And we're going to fix that now. We have to assign some widths to all of the elements to fix it. Let's do that. So first of all, we need to encapsulate all of these things inside their own divs, because we are going to be assigning widths to all of the divs. So we're going to have 3 divs. Actually, there's a better way to do it. So I'll just cut that part, paste it in here, cut that, and paste it here. Okay, there you go. Now they're all inside their own divs. And these divs will have a class name. Actually, they will probably have multiple class names because the alignment of this is off right now, as you can see. So this needs class name. It needs deflex and align content center or something like that. Align items. Okay, so you see this moon icon is like centered vertically once again. I've used Bootstrap, but I'm going to remove these styles in a minute. That's what we're going to do next. So we're going to create the same styles in Sass rather than using Bootstrap, because I'm trying to phase out Bootstrap from my project. The less we use it, the better for the future. All right. So first style we're going to create is for margin 0. So we're going to create this style called no margin will be margin 0. We can replace this. Okay, still looks good. Next thing we're going to do is display flex and justify content between. Navbar flex, display flex, and justify content between. We can now get rid of this and say navbar flex in here. Okay, let's see if that works or not. Yep, that still works fine. And now we have to assign some widths to all of these divs. Center like toggle, display flex, align items center. All right, we're going to assign that class name to here. And we can copy this, come here, paste it over. Okay, let's see how that looks. I'm not expecting it to change. Yep, still looks centered. Okay, up next is assigning some widths to all of these components. So this icon shifting bug can go. Okay. And we need to apply it to this one as well. Oh, we don't need to apply it to that one actually. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, we do need to apply it. Okay, now that we managed to set 33% width for all of the items, there's a minor bug that we still haven't addressed, which is, well, yeah. So we need to center this inside its own div, and also we need to align this item towards the right. So what we can use is justify content center. So this div we need to center, this div we need to align to the right. So I'm gonna change this style to button 1. Bark on button 2. Okay, I know I've duplicated the style names, but it's fine. You'll see what I'm trying to do in a minute. So we are going to go with button 1 in here, button 2 in this one, and we are going to get rid of item width style for that one. We're going to make this one a bit cleaner. Yep, okay. And justify content center. Justify content left and justify content right. That didn't work. I mean, why isn't this aligned to the right? This looks centered, right? Justify content flex end. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Justify content flex end. Okay, let's try that. Okay, I think that fixed it. Oh, okay, that fixes it. Okay, good. Finally. Okay, thanks to the website, whatever it was. Let's close these off. And now I think we managed to make this sun and moon icon centered. Yes, okay, it's fully centered now.